Hi students. Now in this video of life process chapter, we are learn about the schematic representation of transport and exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen inside the body. So in the last video, we are take the very important concept of this chapter, that is transportation. So in the transportation, we learn the two major parts, that is one is blood and one is the pumping organ heart, and working of heart and the function of heart. Now as the related part, that is second part of that discussion, transportation discussion, second part, and in this part we have to cover this transportation topic. So that is last topic of this transportation is one is about this exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen in the body and transportation, and then we about arteries, veins, and then capillaries and platelets and lymphatic tissue fluid. So these are we are be able to study here. Try to understand these all concepts here. So this video may be long for about 40 minutes. Okay. Now without waste of time, start this concept here. The diagram here for 2 marks question, it is maybe asked. Diagram is very rare. Okay, still it is not asked, but you have to be practice this diagram, very easy diagram. If you practice the heart diagram, then it is able to write this. Okay, so this is nothing but, and center part is nothing but your pumping organ heart, and here the title is schematic representation of transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So we know that in the transportation system, which is consist of blood, and the blood helps in the transportation of the nutrients, the carbon dioxide and oxygen and so many materials through the blood, right, with help of the pumping organ. Now how there is a transportation exchange is taken place, we can understand easily by the schematic diagram, a simple schematic diagram here. Okay, so observe here, this is our heart, right, this is heart which is present on the left side, slightly left side, and is in center of the chest, right. So this is the heart, and here this is the lungs. This part is the okay. This part is considered as a lungs capillaries, which is lungs, left side lungs and right side lungs. It is a capillaries, means small blood vessels, right. So this is this part, and then here this is considered body. Okay, consider this is whole our body, right. This is body organs. It is maybe leg, hand, leg, stomach, every that is totally is body organs, right. So now observe how the exchange of the oxygen, transportation and exchange of carbon dioxide and oxygen taken place here, right. So observe that we all know that this is two are called as this is right atrium, okay, and this is what right ventricle. Okay, I shortcut right here. This is, we know that right atrium and right ventricle, and this is left atrium and left ventricle, right. This is, and we know that in the last video, if you not watch that last video, means please watch that video, then only you understand about this concept, right. So we know that the pure blood and impure blood. So for pure blood there is an LA and LV, okay, left atrium and left ventricle carry, it is pure blood, right, it is pure blood, and this right side carry which one blood, that is a impure blood, right, impure blood. Okay, right. Now see the exchanges takes place. We know that aorta is the biggest artery, right, biggest artery, and artery nothing but the vessel which carry pure blood, right, which carry pure blood. So it is the biggest artery. We know that here in the left atrium and left ventricle, when mechanism takes place, it reacts and contract. During contract, what happened? The blood is, during the contraction of the heart, the blood is sent to the body through the aorta, then aorta to the body parts, then body parts means which artery. So arteries are vessels, is nothing but blood vessels. Artery is a blood vessel which carry pure blood, that is a pure blood. You have to remember this point. Okay, so next concept we are taking about arteries, right. So this is, see how the first pure blood, LA, then LV, then LV to aorta to the body part through the arteries. Then when oxygenated blood is reached to the body parts, then it is deoxygenated here. Oxygen is used by the cells for the production of energy for the life process. Then the carbon dioxide release then the carbon dioxide content deoxygenated blood is from the veins. So veins what carry impure blood, right? Veins carrying impure blood, right? Deoxygenated blood. Okay, so oxygen blood reaches the body, so body shall absorb the oxygen for the energy providing for the life process. Then the carbon dioxide, that is deoxygenated blood, carried by the veins from the body, then enter to the right atrium, which having impure body, right atrium to right ventricle, and contraction takes place, and the blood is sent into the lungs. So in the lungs, the deoxygenated blood is oxygenated, then it is again transferred to the which one? This is nothing but what? Pulmonary veins. Pulmonary veins carry pure blood, and pulmonary artery carrying impure blood. We studied the last video. Okay, so here from the impure blood, that is RV, we get impure blood from pulmonary artery to the lungs, and the lungs, the deoxygenated blood is oxygenated, and with help of pulmonary veins it is entered into the heart. Again the cycle repeated, LV again pumped, then we get aorta to body parts, then arteries, then deoxygenated, again veins to again RA and RV, then sent to the pulmonary artery, then deoxygenated blood oxygenated, again the life process is taken place. So that is what the transport, schematic representation of transport and exchange of oxygen and carbon dioxide. So oxygen is exchanged here, oxygen is absorbed, deoxygenated here. Okay, oxygenated is deoxygenated in the body part, then deoxygenated is oxygenated in the lungs. So right here oxygenated blood converted into deoxygenated blood inside the body organs, right? Body organs. Okay, so this deoxygenated blood we get, which is carried by the veins, so it is sent to the RA and RV to the lungs, where lungs what happened? Deoxygenated blood is oxygenated. Deoxygenated blood is oxygenated at lungs. Then oxygenated blood is sent to the again pure side, then it is same process taken place. So that is what our schematic representation of transport and exchange of carbon dioxide and the oxygen. Hope you understand this one. Very simple. 2 or 3 times you again watch this topic, and you are able to memorize all these points. Okay, so very important diagram. Practice this diagram, and we know about how the impure blood is entered into the body, where it is the impure, where the impure blood can be purified, and where purified blood is entered, and how it is be transported to every part of the body. So this is the diagram shows. Okay, hope you understand this explanation. So again repeat, watch this video, and you hope you understand all the concepts again. Okay, revise this 2 or 3 times, very important, right? So after that we are taking very important point here after this one. So another one important point here. See, in this diagram we observe that in the pumping organ heart, that is separation is there, right? Separation, and we know that there are 4 chambers in this heart, right? Human beings heart, there 4 chambers, right? Not only in human beings, in the human beings, that is in mammals and in the birds, the heart is present 4 chamber, right? Why this? But in the reptiles and amphibians we observe 3 chamber heart, and in the fishes we observe 2 chamber heart. So why it is 4 chamber is useful, 3 chamber is useful, or 2 chamber is useful? So which, while the mammals having 4 chamber, while the amphibians or reptiles having 3 chamber, and fish having 2 chamber, we are discuss that point also in this video. Okay, so please write down this, draw this diagram, write down this point. Okay, so we come to the another very important point about the separation of the oxygenated and deoxygenated blood is useful in mammals, reptiles, amphibians and fishes. Okay, so please note down this one. Okay students, now study about the very important points about this again the nervous system, that is separation of right side and the left side. So in the heart we observe that right side is, and there is one is right side and one is left side. Why this separation is useful? Why this separation is happened here? So the answer is write down one by one points. Separation separation of the right side and left side of the heart is useful keeping oxygenated and deoxygenated blood from mixing, right? From mixing. This is the first point, that is left. Why we make left side and right side? Why septum is there? Because the role of the septum is, the role of the dividing wall is to avoid the mixing of pure blood and the non-pure blood, because the animals, the high animals, that is mammals and the birds, they not tolerate mixing of the pure and impure blood, right? So that is why the separation of right side and left side of the blood is useful for keeping oxygenated and deoxygenated blood separately. Okay, such separation also like here, such separation is useful for those animals which require heavy efficient of oxygen. Okay, heavy efficient of oxygen to the heavy efficient supply of oxygen to the body, right? To the body. That is why the separation of pure blood and impure blood is taken place here, because of the animals require high energy need. Okay, the oxygen need is high. So if you want oxygen need is high, means you should be required such separation and such animals. So this is, for example, in the mammals, right? In the mammals and birds, right? Birds require high amount of energy. So they have four chamber heart, right? 4 chamber heart. So that is very important here. So which animals have a 4 chamber heart? One is mammals and one is birds. They require high energy needs. Okay, for birds you know that for the flying high amount of energy required, right? For the mammals, their body design is complex, more organ is there, specific organs are there, so huge amount of energy required. So if for the requirement of the huge amount of energy, that is oxygen is required. So correct supply of oxygen is very important. Without oxygen, energy is not produced. So if correct supply of oxygen is taken place, sufficient supply of oxygen taken place, means then only they can get the required amount of energy. So such separation is very important for such organism which require huge amount of heavy amount of oxygen and energy for the life processes. So this is what the 4 chamber. Okay, now some organisms are there. For example, amphibians and reptiles, they have a 3 chamber heart and they are tolerate the mixing because they not require such heavy amount of energy, right? They not tolerate mixing because of they not require huge amount of energy, they require less amount of energy. So okay, they can tolerate the mixing of pure and impure blood. So after writing this one, I take another point, that is below. Some organisms, some animals like amphibians and reptiles have 3 chamber. That is very important. Remember, 3 chamber heart having reptiles and amphibians have 3 chamber heart and tolerate the mixing. because they require some less amount of oxygen supply. That is why they can tolerate that mixing, because of that they have only 3 chambers. Also, the one fish, that is aquatic animal, that is fish having only 2 chamber heart, right? Having only 2 chamber heart. Okay, that is important. 4 chamber is mammals and birds, 3 chamber is reptiles and amphibians, and the 2 chamber is which one? Fish, having 2 chamber, in which the blood is which blood? That is impure blood is. Okay, impure blood is oxygenated at lungs, gills. In fish it is gills, right? Gills. So here in the fish, observe that, for example, right here, this is the gills. Okay, this is the gills, and this is the body of the fish. Okay, this is the body of fish, then it is what? Gills, right? And this is the heart of the fish. Now the blood is from the impure blood, that is the impure blood from the body come to the heart, and heart send that impure blood through the gills, and that impure blood is oxygenated into the gills and it's supplied direct to the body, right? See here what happened. The body contains deoxygenated blood that is supplied to the heart, and the heart can pump the impure blood to the gills, and after oxygenated here, the gills directly send the pure blood to the body, not to the heart. But in human beings, what happened? Pure blood come to the body, come to the heart, then oxygenated in the lungs, then again come to the heart. Right, there twice circulation. In one cycle, there twice is there journey. Right, blood journey twice. One is impure, then is pure. But in the gills, in the fish, we observe that there is only one cycle of one moment of the blood is there. Okay, that is impure blood is come to the heart, then the pure blood is go to direct to the body. Right? So gills pump, gills send pure blood directly to the body, not to the heart. So what happened? Only once a time blood can move through the heart. So that is called single circulation, right? The circulation of blood is said to be single circulation if the blood is only once enter in each cycle. In each cycle, the blood can enter only once. Okay, if the blood is enter into the heart only once, that is called a single circulation. But in the human beings, what happened? The blood is into twice. Okay, enter into the heart in one cycle. It is double circulation. Okay. So I take here, that is important. In the fish, only 2 chamber, and the blood is oxygenated in the gills, and the oxygenated blood is directly supplied to the body, and therefore in this fish you observe that the blood is only move once in one cycle in a heart. So this is what is single circulation. So I can write the definition of the single circulation and the double circulation, important. So here the point is single circulation. Single circulation and double circulation. Single circulation, write out here, meaning blood goes only once through the heart, in the fish. In the fish, during one cycle of passage, through the body, right? Such circulation is called single circulation. Single circulation of blood. Okay. Now come to the double circulation. finish these points, right? So come to the double next one, that is double circulation. That is take place in the mammals and birds. Double circulation, right? So double circulation, write down here. In double circulation, in double circulation, blood goes the heart twice during each cycle in other vertebrates. Okay, vertebrates. This is known as double circulation. So these are very important point about the transport schematic diagram and the very important importance of separation in the heart, and then about the types of chamber, different numbers of chamber, 4 chamber, 3 chamber and 2 chamber in mammals and birds, reptiles and mammals, and then fishes. And the fish follow the single circulation. So what is single circulation and what is the double circulation, which is followed by the almost all vertebrates. So these are the important points about the schematic diagram of the human heart. Now come to the other very important point about this transport system is about the tubes, that is blood vessels and platelets and the lymphatic limbs. Okay, so please write down this. Now continue other 3 parts very important, and after that we close this video. Now come to the very important point is about the blood tubes, that is blood vessels, right? So in the blood vessels there are 2 type of blood vessels. One is arteries and one is veins, right? Why 2 types? Because we know that there are 2 types of blood. One is pure blood and one is impure blood, oxygenated blood and deoxygenated blood. So that is why here 2 tubes are there. One tube is called arteries and one tube is called veins. So I write notes here for easy and quick revision of that concept. Here arteries. So arteries, about arteries right here. Vessels carry pure blood, that is oxygenated blood. That is very important. I mark with red marker in pure blood. That is very important. Which blood vessels carry pure blood? So that is what the arteries carry pure blood, also called as oxygenated blood. So vessels carry pure blood, oxygenated blood from the heart. That is from the heart means from the left side to ventricle. Left side ventricle to the aorta, they collect the blood, right? From the aorta means heart means from the aorta they collect blood and to then send to various parts of the body. So that is what the function of the arteries, right? So what is artery? Arteries are the blood vessels. Arteries are the blood vessels which carry pure blood from the heart to the various parts of the body, right? This is about the arteries. Now come to next, veins. So veins is opposite. Veins carry deoxygenated blood, impure blood from the blood from the various parts of the body, reverse from the body, and bring back to the heart, that is through the pulmonary artery to the right ventricle, right atrium to right ventricle. So that is what veins. So veins nothing but are the blood vessels which carry deoxygenated blood from the various part of the body and bring back to the heart. So that is what about the veins. Now write structure of, there is function of veins and the function of artery. So now structure is structure, right? This is the structure. Okay, this is also structure. So there is very important examination. Write the differences between functional and structure of the arteries and veins. So that is the function, or come to the structure. So the structure, the blood emerges from the heart under a high pressure. So in the last video I tell about that, the pure blood having under high pressure, right? So that is why the blood test is not used from the pure blood because the high pressure. So blood emerges from the heart, that is from the aorta is under high pressure. So hence the arteries are thick and elastic walls, right? They must be thick and elastic because of the high pressure. If they are not thick or elastic, they may burst or may break, they may collapse. Because of that, due to the high blood pressure, the artery structure is not thick and elastic. Simple one. Due to the high blood pressure emerges from the heart, very high pressure. That is why the artery is having a thick and elastic walls, right? So opposite it is reverse. So they are not be under pressure, right? Okay, the impure blood is in the veins, not under pressure. It not longer under pressure. Instead of they have walls, right? They have like walls. If there is a, if this is artery, then they are having walls like that walls. Okay, it is the veins. Then veins having walls like that walls means when blood flow, that walls are close open because they avoid the ensure that the blood is flowing only one direction. They not the reverse flow of the blood. That is why they have walls. So instead of elastic and thin wall, they having the walls. That is difference, right? Arteries not have not walls, not walls are present, but here walls are present. That is very important difference between. Here walls are not present. Why? Because of the high blood pressure. Blood emerges from the high pressure. But here walls are present. Why? Because of under low pressure. Low pressure of blood, that is walls are present. High pressure blood, walls are not present. Instead of walls, thick and elastic walls are present. But here walls are present. That to ensure that the blood flow in the only one direction. So that is very important point about the functional and the structural differences between the arteries and the veins. Okay, student. So please write down this, very important for 2 marks. So many times in the CBSE paper we observe this question, and the functional and structural differences between arteries and veins. These two are easy and very simple and very easily to remember. There no difference. Okay, artery is pure, it is impure, right? And it is high pressure, it is under low pressure. Because of the high pressure, they having elastic and thick wall. They not having high pressure. Instead of that, they have walls, and the wall's function is to ensure that blood is flowing in only one direction. That is avoid the black flow of food. So these are very important points you have to be note down, students. Okay, please note down and come to the another very important concept, that is capillaries. Okay, first note down this one. Okay, students. Now take about capillaries. So I write here already about capillaries here. So what is capillaries? On reaching an organ or tissue, the arteries. Imagine, students, it is artery, and when this artery is reached to the any organ or tissue, that arteries are divided into smaller and smaller like that. They are divided into smaller and smaller tubes. Smaller. These are one is pipe. This is one vessel. This is one, and smaller vessels, and that size is about the wall size about 1 cell thick, right? So this is what this is our artery, right? This is our artery, and this artery when reached to the organ or tissue, that divide into smaller and smaller vessels, and that vessel size is 1 shell thick wall. Okay, and are called as a capillary. So this is what capillaries. This is arteries divided into small and smaller vessels. This is called arteries, right, student? Then the exchange of the material between the blood and the surrounding, right? In the blood we know that carbon dioxide, in the blood we know that that is oxygen present and nutrient present. All is supplied to the surroundings, to the cells with help of these capillaries. Okay, blood come here, then divide by the capillaries. Then capillary can gives all the material to the surroundings. After that, the capillaries are joined with. Then these capillaries joined together. They are again joined together. After some time, they are joined together, and they form the veins. Right? They form the veins. Okay, student, here see, it is pure blood. Right? It is pure blood, and it is impure blood. Correct? So we know that the arteries carry pure blood, and that pure blood is come from the artery and divided by the capillaries, 1 capillary, 2, 3, that is smaller and smaller vessels, and after that the exchange of material takes place, then oxygen exchange takes place, then carbon dioxide, then they join together, and the deoxygenated blood is ready here, and they are transported through the veins to the heart, again they pump to the lungs. So that is what student actually capillaries working. So arteries, they are emerged, they are spread into the capillaries, right? They are spread into capillaries. That is one artery, they divide into smaller and smaller units, and then all the capillaries are joined together, they form the veins, and they get the impure blood. So that is, students, what about the capillaries. So again repeated, on reaching the organ. So on reaching the organ, this artery divide or tissue, the arteries are divided into smaller and smaller blood vessels, and that have wall which are 1 shell thick. Okay, the thick of 1 shell is well, the size of one vessel is a capillary is 1 cell thick is called a capillary. This is called capillaries. Again, the exchange of the materials between the blood and the surrounding tissues is done by these capillaries. Next, the capillaries are joined together to form a veins. Okay, this capillary again to join together, they form the veins and convey the blood away from the organ. Okay, this is the organ and the convey the blood away from the organ, enter into the organ and it is away from the organ, that is by the veins. So that is what they join together form the veins. So this is about the simple only short notes and short simple about the capillaries. In the examination, what is the capillary? Write its function. So you have to write this is a capillary and this is the function of these 2 points are the function of capillaries. Okay, so write down these very important 3 points about the capillaries. Now come to the about platelets. Okay students, now take the last point of this video, that is about the maintenance of platelets. So very short notes about the platelets. We know that during injury, okay, during accident, when the loss of blood takes place and that loss of blood reduce the efficiency of the pumping system, reduce the efficiency of the pumping system, right? During injury, during accident, we observe there is a leakage of the blood, and that more leakage of the blood, heavy leakage of the blood may be lead to the heart attack or may be lead to the reduce the efficiency of the pumping systems. So that is why to avoid that inefficiency, so we require another system that is block the, that is clot the leakage of, stop the leakage of the blood. So that is nothing but what? Platelets, right? That is the platelets. Okay, to avoid this, the blood having platelets is circulated around the blood, which is component of the blood. Okay, like RBC, like WBC, it is also platelets. They circulated around the body and the plug those leakage and then helping the blood to clot and those points of injury. So that is what about the importance of maintenance of the platelets. So please write down this. We have to remember for the clotting of the blood, which is important, that is what? Platelets. During injury, we observe that loss of the blood and that loss reduce the efficiency of the heart, reduce the efficiency of the pumping system. So that is why we avoid this insufficiency. We have to be require platelets, and that platelets circulate around the body and plug these leakage, helping the clot the blood and the points of injury. So this is about the platelets. Okay students, so from this we close this video. So here the transportation system is completely in human beings is completed. In the next video we are learn about the transportation in plants. Okay, so thank you for watching this video.